Now let's take the difference between fertilizer and manure. Let's see it. Fertilizer is a man-made inorganic salt which is prepared in factories, whereas manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues, and it can be prepared in the fields. Fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. But still, manure is considered to be better than fertilizers. Why? Let's see. Advantages of manure. The organic manure is considered better than fertilizers because it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases becomes easy. It increases the number of friendly microbes, which again makes the soil softer and allows the gases to be exchanged easily. And the last point, it improves the texture of the soil. All these all these reasons make manure better than fertilizers, because we saw earlier that in the long run, after the excessive use of fertilizers, it makes the soil barren. It damages the texture of the soil. Not only that, it pollutes the soil also. Now the next task under agricultural practice is irrigation. All living beings need water to live. Just as we all need, even the plants needs water to survive, right? So water is important for proper growth and development. Water is absorbed by the plant roots. Along with water, minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed. The minerals or the nutrients which are present in the soil, they get dissolved in the water and it is easily absorbed by the roots of the plants. So watering the soil is very much important, and the plants grow healthier if irrigation is done properly. To maintain the moisture of the soil for healthy crop growth, fields have to be watered regularly, and this supply of water to the crop at regular intervals is called irrigation. Irrigation is the process where plants or crops are watered regularly. Now there are many methods of irrigating the field. But before going to the different methods of irrigation, you should also know the sources of water for irrigation. And the various sources of water for irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. And the ultimate source of irrigation or water supply is rainfall. The main source of water is rainfall. These water sources get filled up if ample of rainfall takes place. The two different methods of irrigation are traditional method of irrigation and modern methods of irrigation. First, let's take traditional method of irrigation. Here you can see few pictures which show you how irrigation was carried out or is still carried out in the traditional method. The first picture is about moat, where the farmer uses pulley. You can see in the picture This is pulley. A vessel is tied, or a leather bag or a bucket is tied with a rope, and the rope is turned around the pulley, and the other end of the rope, when it is pulled, the vessel with the water comes up, and the water is then allowed to flow through the small channels which are made by the farmers, which reaches to the field. Then the next picture is about chain pump. Same thing, instead of rope and pulley, here a big wheel is attached, and the container is attached to a chain, and this is how water is taken out from the source, and then the field is irrigated, or the water is supplied to the field manually. Then the next picture is about dhekli, and the last one is rahat. Pumps are commonly used for lifting water, right? And dried biogas. This is how water is taken out from the source, and then the field is irrigated, or the water is supplied to the field manually. Then the next picture is about dhekli, and the last one is rahat. In traditional method of irrigation, cattle or human labor is used, so these methods are cheaper but less efficient. In modern methods of irrigation, pumps are commonly used for lifting water, and to run this pump, diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy is used. Now let's see which are the different modern methods of irrigation. Actually, they help us to use water economically, and the main methods are sprinkler system. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available, and the perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals, and when water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzle and it gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. And so the water is used economically. That is, you can save water by using sprinkler method, and your labor work also gets reduced and your time is saved. Here you can see the picture of a sprinkler system and see how the sprinkler works. Now we move on to the second modern method of irrigation, that is drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots, and so it is called drip system. This technique of irrigation is a boon in regions where availability of water is very poor, जहाँ पे पानी बहुत कम मिलता है, जैसे कि डेजर्ट एरियाज जहाँ पे बहुत सोच समझ के पानी यूज़ करना होता है, तो ड्रिप सिस्टम वहाँ पे बहुत ही हेल्पफुल होता है. एंड वाटरिंग फ्रूट प्लांट्स, gardens and trees, it's very much, you can call it, is the best technique. Irrigating the field is a continuous process. Along with irrigation, you also have to take care of your crop till they don't get ready. So you have to protect your crop from weeds. You have to protect the crops from frost. You have to protect the crop from rodents and different other pests. So how is the protection being done? Protection from weeds. What are weeds? Weeds are the undesirable plants. जो plants are growing along with the main crop, उसको क्या कहते हैं? Weeds. जो पौधे, जो अलग अलग तरीके के छोटे छोटे पौधे जो मेन क्रॉप के साथ उगाते हैं, वो क्या करने लगते हैं? वो compete करने लगते हैं मेन क्रॉप के साथ for the food and the other nutrients. कुछ पौधे ऐसे होते हैं जो अपने आप से उगाते हैं खेतों में मेन क्रॉप के साथ। वो उससे क्या होता है पता है? वो कभी कभार पॉइजनस होते हैं। अगर कोई एनिमल या ह्यूमन बीइंग उसको खा ले तो वो हार्मफुल होता है। इतना ही नहीं, दीज वीड्स मतलब जो अनडिज़ायरेबल प्लांट्स है जो उगाए हैं मेन क्रॉप के साथ, वो अफेक्ट करते हैं द ग्रोथ ऑफ द क्रॉप, क्योंकि दे स्टार्ट कंपीटिंग विद द मेन क्रॉप फॉर सर्वाइवल। सो व्हाट दे डू, बचने के लिए, अपने खुद के ग्रोथ के लिए, दे ईट अवे और कंज्यूम द न्यूट्रिएंट्स ऑफ द मेन क्रॉप। सो इट बिकम्स नेसेसरी टू रिमूव द वीड्स, और removing the weeds or the removal of the weed, this process is called weeding. Now we move on to different pests. आपने अभी हाल में सुना होगा તીડ. તીડ શબ્દ તમે સાંભળ્યો હશે અને તમે અવારનવાર ન્યૂઝમાં જોયું હશે કે તીતી ઘોડા જેવા જીવડા એક સાથે આમથી આમ ફરે છે અને ક્રોપ ઉપર બેસે છે. તો વાય ધ farmers are worried when they come in lot, because they don't come in one or two, they come in thousands. All of a sudden वो आ जाते हैं, एक साथ क्रॉप के ऊपर बैठ जाते हैं, फिर विद इन नो टाइम द होल फील्ड गेट्स डैमेज्ड. मतलब वो जो इंसेक्ट्स ऐसे होते हैं कि वो एक साथ आते हैं, आके फील्ड को नष्ट कर जाते हैं, क्रॉप को खा जाते हैं, रेडी क्रॉप. या तो फिर तो क्या होता है, एक नुकसान होता है, द रेडी क्रॉप विच इज़ नियर टू गेट हार्वेस्टेड, तो वो ख़त्म हो जाता है. फिर आया रॉडेंट. रॉडेंट मीन्स बड़े बड़े चूहे, 4 leg small animals which even damage or cause damage to the crop. So farmers, they have to keep eye on their field continuously, right from the tilling of the soil, then sowing the seeds, then irrigating, manuring, and once the crop starts getting ready, the farmers have to look into the matter that unnecessary plants are not grown, then the crop is not affected by different types of pests and rodents, and in that case they have to use certain techniques to get rid of these undesirable things. Now for removing the weeds, they use seed drills or they use weedicides. To kill the pest, they use pesticides. Here you can see farmer spraying weedicides or pesticides, and they are chemicals. Weedicides and pesticides are chemical, so it has to be used judiciously and lot of care has to be taken while spraying these chemicals. Especially weedicides are used before the flowering and seed formation in the crop, and the man who sprays this chemical has to cover his face that is, he used to wear mask, and even he has to cover his hands with gloves so that these harmful chemicals doesn't affect harm to the body. So it has to be taken care. The spraying of weedicides must be done before flowering and seed formation, and farmers' health should not get affected. That also care has to be taken. The next task is harvesting. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. ये क्या होता है? When the crops get ready, right, तब farmers उसको कट करते हैं. कट करके क्रॉप्स को ले लेते हैं फील्ड में से. ओके, और दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ कटिंग ऑफ क्रॉप आफ्टर इट इज मैच्योर्ड, उसको कहते हैं हार्वेस्टिंग. एंड इन हार्वेस्टिंग क्रॉप्स आर पुल्ड आउट ऑफ और कट क्लोज टू द ग्राउंड. उसको कैसे लिया जाता है? या तो क्रॉप को खींच के ले लेते, निकाल लेते हैं रूट में से, और अदरवाइज दे कट, वो क्रॉप को कट करते हैं ग्राउंड के नज़दीक से, ज़मीन के नज़दीक से वो कट कर लेते हैं. इट यूजुअली टेक्स टू 4 months, फॉर 3 to 4 months फॉर अ सीरियल क्रॉप टू मैच्योर. सीरियल क्रॉप तैयार होने में कितना वक्त लगता है? 3 से 4 महीने. 3 से 4 महीने में ये क्रॉप तैयार हो जाता है. जब फार्मर को लगता है कि ये तैयार हो गया है तो उसको क्या करते हैं? उसको काट लेते हैं. काटते हैं किस So cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvesting, and harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle. आप पिक्चर देख सकते हैं सिकल का, ओके, or by a machine called harvester. And in the harvested crop the green seeds need to be separated. क्रॉप को काटने के बाद उसमें ग्रेन्स रहते हैं, क्योंकि क्रॉप तो हम काटते हैं, पूरा पौधा ही काट लेते हैं या तो फिर उखाड़ लेते हैं. फिर क्या होता है? द वर्क इज टू रिमूव द ग्रेन सीड्स, सेपरेट द ग्रेन सीड्स फ्रॉम द मेन क्रॉप. आफ्टर हार्वेस्टिंग मेन ग्रेन को निकालना होता है, सेपरेट करना होता है, और उसको सेपरेट करने के लिए यूज होता है थ्रेशर. ओके, और द प्रोसेस ऑफ रिमूविंग सीड्स, ग्रेन सीड्स फ्रॉम द क्रॉप इज कॉल्ड थ्रेसिंग, और दिस इज कैरिड आउट with the help of a machine called combine. थ्रेशर तो यूज होता ही है. थ्रेशर सिर्फ ग्रेन सीड्स को निकालने के लिए होता है, लेकिन जो मशीन कंबाइन है उस मशीन से आप 2 काम कर सकते हो. आप हार्वेस्टिंग भी कर सकते हो, इट इज़ यूज्ड एज हार्वेस्टर ऑल्सो, एंड देन इट इज़ कैरिड आउट फॉर threshing also. So combine word is used for this machine. The machine that helps in harvesting as well as threshing is called combine. Here you can see the picture of combine. But what if the farmer doesn't hold big land? So the farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grain and chaff by winnowing machine. Winnowing can be done manually, or they can use winnowing machine, which doesn't cost much. Farmers not only work hard, after 3 or 4 months of hard work there comes the day of harvest, about which you have studied in the previous topic, right? The sight of golden fields of standing crop, laden with grains, fills the heart of farmers with joy and a sense of well-being. That is, they become happy so happy to see their crop ready, their hard work giving out colors. They feel to enjoy it. The period of harvest is thus of great joy and happiness in all parts of India. They actually celebrate it. Special festivals associated with the harvest seasons are Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Diwali, Nabanya and Bihu. These are the festivals specially celebrated for the new crop. Farmers enjoy the outcome of their hard work of 3 to 4 months. Now after the celebration, after the harvesting is being done, and under the process of harvesting, the threshing process, right, where they separate out the crops from the crop plant, that is grain seeds from the crop plant, the time comes to store it properly. If they don't store the grains or the products properly, because they have to store it for the whole year or the whole season next to come, if storage of produce is not done properly, then it will be again a disaster for the farmers. So storage of produce is an important task. If the harvested grains are to be kept for longer time, they should be safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. It is said that 20% of the total produce is being destroyed by rodents, and many a times if the storage is not properly done, the crops which are obtained or the produce which are obtained just before the rainy season, if they are not stored properly due to the moisture, the produce gets damaged, right? Harvested grains have more moisture. So if freshly harvested grains are stored without drying, then they get spoiled or attacked by organisms, making them unfit for the use or for germination. So before storing the fresh crops or grains, we have to dry it properly, and then, that is, drying of the grains are done under the sun to reduce the moisture in them, and this prevents, by doing this, it prevents the attack by insect, pests, bacteria and fungi. After the process of drying is done, farmers store grains in jute bags or metallic bins. Storage is done in silos and granaries. These are the two ways the crops are stored to protect them from pests like rats and insects. And you can see the pictures, silos for storage of grains, big container type of cylindrical construction is being done, and grains are stored in it. Okay, and here is the next picture, storage of grains in gunny bags in granaries. So what are granaries and silos? These are the place where grains are stored after drying to protect themselves from pests and rodents, and thereafter they are sold out in the market step by step. You might have seen at home, and if you have not seen your mom, how they store the cereals, then wheat, rice and other things at home. Today you can do one thing: go into the kitchen, ask your mom how she does the storing work at home, whether it is fresh veggies, fruits, or they are dry items like pulses, cereals, oil seeds, etc. and you will find that dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home, and for storing large quantities of grains in big godowns. What is being done, do you know? Like the godowns like this, you can see in figure 1.10. Big storages in the godown is being done after it is being pest control. Pest control is being done before the grains are stored in the granaries, so that it can be protected or preserved for longer time period, right? So this was all about plant products. Now there is a topic which is called food from animals. There are few products which we eat that come from animal. We obtain it from animal. First one is milk, which everybody eats, whether vegetarian or non-vegetarian. But there are many people living in coastal areas, not only in coastal areas, in our country and outside the country, who consume fish. Then they also consume hen, then egg in their food, and these are considered to be animal product. Just as farmers take pain to grow crop in their farm, animals are also reared at home or in farms. These animals are provided with proper food, shelter and care. When this is done on a large scale, it is called animal husbandry. So that's what all you have studied in this chapter. The key words, that is the words which you have come across in this chapter, are agricultural practices, animal husbandry, crop, fertilizer, granaries, harvesting, irrigation, kharif, manure, plough, rabi, seeds, silo, sowing, storage, threshing, weeds, weedicides and winnowing.